I want to first of all get your perspective on the growing debt profile, and if you think we should be concerned there.
Something. Nigeria's external debt in total, even including the $1.1 billion, is not in excess of $6.5 billion.
Yes, just about 7 billion thereabouts.
$7 billion. If you take that as a percentage of export revenues, it's pretty much less than 10% of our export revenues.
Yeah, that's right. But I think the key concern is the trend. And of course, the impact it could have on the economy.
The trend is not as important as the fact that what you have, you're increasing your liabilities. What assets are you putting on the other side? The assets are 1, the light rail; 2, 4 upgraded airports; 5, the Galaxy backbone, and so many other projects. So, and this project not only in terms of nominal values, but also in terms of its productivity impact. Once you increase productivity, you increase growth. And so we could see, hopefully, in 2 years, you could see at least a 1 to 2% increase in GDP as a result of these projects alone.
Well, so fair point. I think that's the good news about this borrowing, that it is being diverted into capital projects. But then again, there's also the concern around the interest we're going to have to be paying on this type of loans. And over the last few years, I think the good news is that we've been getting most of these loans on at concessionary rates.
Yes. No, but the interest rate is not as important as the productivity gains. And secondly, in any case, even if you didn't take it on under supplier credit or contractor finance, as this is the case, you would have had to borrow money from the banks. What is Nigeria's rate of borrowing today? Maybe about 5.5% of our LIBOR, which is about 6 or 7% per annum. That is nothing close. It's 4 or 5% below the rate of inflation in Nigeria. Therefore, you are in the money by actually borrowing, and you are the linkage and structural shifts that will take place as a result of this are quite significant. Again, this is the kind of borrowing that we like to see. Prior to this, we've been borrowing at 16% per annum federal government bonds to pay salaries and to pay for recurrent expenditure.
What about the fact that this is actually a dollar-based borrowing? Because there's also the risk that if the naira weakens, you actually pay a lot more in naira terms.
No, it's external borrowing, all right, but our earnings, our oil earnings are in dollars.
Yeah, so, but the point I'm making is that if we're borrowing in dollars, and if the naira weakens, and the money that we're going to use to pay back this money is generated in naira, for instance.
It's a federal government loan, and the federal government's earnings continue to be in dollars. As long as we sell oil in dollars, we're not going to have any problem.
Right, I guess.
And in any case, you would have had to pay for dollars. There's no way you could have bought the airport equipment, or bought the Galaxy backbone, or bought the light railway paying in naira. So the dollar exposure was going to be there anyway.
All right, maybe we should talk a bit more about the Chinese exposure. The fact that we are borrowing from China, I think many of the contractors are from China. Clearly, China is really coming into Nigeria, just like we're seeing across the broader continent. Are there any risks to this in your view?
No, I think it's basically contractor finance. If the Exim Bank of China is going to be funding it, and the Chinese contractors are going to be carrying out the project, then naturally they will have to put some conditions. To me, the most important thing is, what is this project bound to generate? What is it all about? Is it going to generate jobs? Yes. Is it going to increase productivity? Yes. Is it going to bridge the infrastructure gap, which today is almost $1 billion? I think in all about over $500 billion. Then if every day you put infrastructure in place, you're actually reducing that gap. Every day you reduce that gap, you're increasing productivity. When you reduce productivity, you're increasing growth. If you increase growth, you're increasing the income per capita and the standard of living of the people. I think it makes a whole lot of sense.